Hey everyone, it's me again. Yeah, I started walking on eggshells and I thought, what if I become a better wife? If I worked harder, if I just everything. Um, anyway, so that didn't work. Um, and we fought all the time. I felt like when we weren't fighting, we were fine, but we fought a lot. Um, a lot of times he would start fights so that he could leave or go to his friend's house. Um, so, um, then sometimes it just got worse. So, then I got pregnant, like I said, and things started getting better. Like, he started letting me sleep instead of getting me up at the crack of dawn to make his coffee. Just different things like that. So, during the whole pregnancy, nothing was going on, and I mean nothing, was going on between us. Um, and so, but we kept doing the same things. Like, we would still go out of town. We would still, do things, go places, things like that. Then he was excited when we had our son, our first son. So, which was better than I thought it would be because he never wanted to have kids, but I was young. I wanted kids, right? So, that ended up interesting, I guess, because, um, I thought things would change. I really did. And it really didn't at first, but then it changed. And something in me, I turned into Mama Bear. Um, Even when it came to him, I was very protective of my son. Um, and so my mom and my grandma were here and they were in love, obviously. And they helped out with my son and me. And so then my husband and I changed then. I got a voice. I stopped putting up with everything. Dinner was not always made when, my husband got home. Things were not always perfect, obviously, at that point. So then and I continued. I wasn't going to walk on eggshells anymore. So here's our first change, or second change, however you want to say. And I got a voice, and I put my foot down, and just things changed. I'm sure my husband didn't like it, but it did. Things changed in so many ways. At that point, we ended up also moving to a different place. My mom and my grandma moved up here. And we lived in a new apartment then. And it was a nice apartment. And I don't know if we fought a lot. I mean, I thought we got along pretty well then. But I don't think he always saw things the way I did. I was not with him as much. I was out. My mom was here. We were out running around a lot. So when he was home, sometimes he was alone. Sometimes, it just depended. My grandma might have been home. And so then I started focusing on me. The place that we lived had a nice gym. It had an indoor and outdoor pool. It had a sauna, so it was really nice. And not only was I focused on our child, but it was time for me to not also focus on myself and try to get some weight off, right? Which that's what I did. I joined Jenny Craig. Yes, everybody used to make that joke, but I did join Jenny Craig then. And I would be at the gym. I got to the point that calories was the only thing I could think of. And that wasn't always good. If I would take a bite of cake that I wasn't supposed to have, but it was someone's birthday, and like, I mean a bite, I would have to go to the gym. I don't care if it was midnight. I was at the gym. And so I was not focused on my wifely duties, is my kind of my guess, right? I was not focused on my husband as much not because I didn't love him, but he's a grown man. So, yeah, so again, I'm pretty sure then he was talking to someone else again. We've never been good at communication. He won't tell me what he always wants or needs because, it will start a fight, and I'm very vocal, but, he doesn't always understand what I'm needing also. So we don't communicate well. Or he waits and holds it in to where he screams and shouts and none of it makes sense, right? So we did that, and then and I'm not saying we didn't love each other or spend time together or do things together, because we did. But I was not making his lunch. I might have made his lunch still, I'm not sure. But, again, at that point, we had my grandma and my mom living with us, and it was just, crazy. So, I went from that to, everything changed again. We moved to another place, finally. And that's when our son discovered the outdoors and playing outside and making friends. And I feel like our relationship definitely got tested then. Every relationship goes through different things. We went through a lot at this place, and our son would want, as soon as he woke up, he had to be outside. We were hanging out with my mom a lot. We were going out a lot. My husband and I really weren't spending much time, if any, together. Our son was my priority, and we were outside from the time he woke up till the time he went to bed. We were outside playing. So, life just, again, was hectic. And then we had a mishaps, or a loss, I guess you could say. And at that time, I thought my husband would be there for me, and instead my father-in-law was. But later I found out my husband had gone to a massage place to get a massage because his back hurt, instead of being there for his wife, where he should have been. He let me believe that he was so sad and distraught about this, and he wasn't. He was out getting a back massage when I thought he was at work. I'm sure there was lots of women he was talking to. I did find out there was another woman, and I'm sure there's been many more that I don't know about. So, we went through, stuff. Every time we moved, I always gave him the option that I could go get my own place. And yeah, I can make that decision, but, I just guess I want him to say he doesn't want to be with me. So, And life wasn't, again, I got pregnant with our second child, and things were crazy then too. I was tired, obviously. I didn't cook as much. I was, didn't have a lot of help cleaning or doing things around the house. That kind of stuff, even with my mommy and grandma there. So things became crazy again. So then we finally moved to our next place, and he and I and our children got our own place. But my mom and grandma were in the same place, just down the hall. So things, I think, as far as I know, I'm not sure. I think things seem to be good. Then I got a hernia and I needed surgery. And just, again, we would be out with my mom a lot. I didn't cook all the time. I did cook. So things, again, and communication was horrible. We argued, we fought, it just was not good. Then we went to the next place, and my mom and grandma did move with us again. And we stayed there for about 10 years. And I can't even tell you how many people he talked to. And again, life was not definitely perfect. I tried to keep up with the cleaning. I did not cook all the time, and I was definitely never home or just chilling, Of course, at that point, the kids were getting older, so, we lived there for so long that the kids were older. They didn't really need me as much. But I was out shopping or hanging out with my mom. And communication still was not better, even though we did try therapy. But that didn't go good. I came out of therapy more stressed because I knew he was mad because of things I would say. So that never helped. And now we are in this place. And we are trying to communicate. We are trying to talk. We are trying now, after everything that I have said on here. Are we destined to be together? I don't know. Will we be together forever? I don't know. Have I tried? I've changed my looks. I've changed the way I've dressed. Again, every time something happens like this, I always feel like it's my fault because I am so hard on myself. He is not one, he does not like heavyset women. He's not one who is in love with every inch of your body. Should I have to change for him? No. I do try to change for myself. Like right now, with everything, it's not just about him at all. With everything with my mom and just different things, I'm realizing just so much. I think I'm going through a growth spurt growing up here. But, I don't know if it's all the stress making me realize things or really what it is, but it's difficult when you're with someone who, doesn't usually like your type, I guess, also. I don't know. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.